This is my NFL over-under for the best division. Each division for this season, I'm going to pick a division. Excuse me, I'm going to pick a team from each division. I totally messed that up. I'm going to pick a team from each division. One team, so 8 teams overall. I'm going to tell you their over-under total and whether I'm going with the over or with the under. So that being said, let's go and get the prime time music started and let's get going. Here we go. So for the AFC East, Darren Choosing. I talked about with Luke Selka earlier in the show. I'm taking the under with New England. They're listed at 9.5 wins. Again, under. So I'm predicting that they will get 9 wins or under. To me, this is an easy one. I think week 1, Miami, they win. After that, they'll lose to Seattle. That's 1-1. Then they'll beat Vegas at home. They're 2-1 to start the year. But after that, it's a downhill spiral. At Kansas City, I think that's a for sure L. Denver at home. I think that's 100% an L. I think Denver's going to be an improved football team this year. I don't think New England has the capabilities to beat Denver, even in New England. Remember, this is not the New England with Tom Brady. This is a broken down New England with a bad football team. San Francisco at home. I don't think they can even beat San Francisco at home. I think that's another L. At Buffalo, I think that's an L as well. At the Jets, I think they can win. And then Oakland, Baltimore, has Houston. I think those are 2 L's as well. So you look at that for the first 10 games, they're 3-7. That means they have to run the table in order to get to 9 wins. That means I've already won the under. So here we go. Arizona at home, I think that's an L. I think Arizona is going to be one of the most improved teams in the league this year. I don't think they'll be able to stop the Chargers. Pass rush, that's another L. At the Rams, I'll give them that a win on a Thursday night because Belichick owns Sean McVay. They always struggle Miami in December, week 15. So I will take an L there. I think they'll lose to Buffalo at home. Yes, I think Buffalo does sweep New England. I think New England does sweep the Jets. So I got New England at 5-11. I got them turning up 3-7 and then finishing 2-4 to end the season. But I think that this is a bad football team. I think they only win 5 games. The only games I can see them really flipping on the schedule, maybe Denver at home. Maybe they beat Buffalo once. Maybe they beat Arizona or the Chargers, and that's really it. I don't see a way they get to 9.5 wins. I just don't see it. All right, I'm taking the over in the AFC West with the Denver Broncos. They're at 8. I'm easily taking the over. I think Tennessee is going to be a worse football team this year. I'll give Denver the W at home week 1. That's a Monday night game, by the way. At Pittsburgh, I think they will take an L there. West Coast going to East Coast. I think that'll be hard for a young football team like Denver. Tampa Bay at home. I think they get after Brady. I think Brady's going to still start to run the playbook. I think Denver gets a win there. So they start off 2-1. Now I think of a surprise. They go back to the East Coast at the Jets. I think that's an L. So they start off 2-2. But then you look at this schedule. Okay, you go at New England. They're getting the W, as I already mentioned. They'll host Miami. They'll win there. They'll split with Kansas City. They win it all. So they got a 5 wins at their bye week going into week 8. They'll go to Atlanta. They'll beat Atlanta. Atlanta's not a very good football team. They'll lose at Vegas. They'll beat the Chargers and Saints at home. So already, you're looking at 8 wins right there. I think that's a tough place to go into Denver for a dome team like the Saints. I think they win their home game against the Chargers. That's 8 games right there. I also have them winning at Carolina, at home against Buffalo, and at home against Vegas to give them 11-5. I tried. I got Denver 11-5. Kansas City just barely squeaking them out of the AFC West Championship. I think Kansas City still wins it at 12-4, but I got Denver easily the over at 8. Cincinnati, I have them easily under 5.5. Cincinnati under 5.5. I have them winning 3 games. I have them beating Jacksonville, Pittsburgh at home because they always play Pittsburgh tough, and the Ravens week 17 when the Ravens rest because they already have the number 1 seed locked up. Those are their 3 wins to me. I have them losing to the Browns twice. At Pittsburgh, home against Baltimore, the entire NFC East, the Chargers, the Dolphins, the Titans, Colts, the Texans. That's it. I could see them maybe beating the Giants and the Skins, but that would, the Washington football team, that would be 5 wins. Maybe that Baltimore game, maybe they lose at 4, but I just don't see a way they get to 6 wins. So I'm taking the under there, 5.5. Jaguars, this is an easy one as well. Taking the under as well, 4.5. I have them going 2-14. They beat Detroit week 6 and Tennessee week 14 on Thursday Night Football. That's it. Okay, they're a bad football team. They're going to be competing for the number one pick. I have them at 2 wins. I have Cincinnati at 3 wins. Them, Cincinnati, and Detroit will be competing for the number one seed. So again, for the AFC, I have the only over I have is Denver at 8. New England the under at 9.5. Cincinnati the under at 5.5, and the Jaguars the under at 4.5. Let's go to the NFC East. So here's my prediction: the Giants 6.5 under. The Giants to me have the second toughest schedule in the NFL next to New England. Let's read it off. So Pittsburgh, that's got to be an L in my opinion. At home, I think Pittsburgh's still a better football team. Joe Judge, a rookie head coach. Mike Tomlin's a veteran head coach. I talked about this with Luke Silka earlier. I think coaching is going to be extremely important this season. So I think Pittsburgh, they got to go to coach. I don't think they can win in Chicago. I don't think they can beat the Niners. I don't think they can beat the Rams. They haven't proven they can beat the Cowboys. So that starts off 0-5 right there. Washington at home, I have them losing to because Washington to me is a better team than the Giants. So that's 0-6. At Philadelphia, I have them losing because they can't beat my Eagles or the Cowboys. So that's 0-7. They can't beat Tampa Bay. They can't beat Washington. So they start 0-9 and 0-10 when they lose to the Eagles at home. Again, I think they are going 0-6 in the division. That's just me. So you have 10 losses right there. I think they start off with 10 losses. So there's no way they can get to the over. I think this is an easy under. I think they can beat Cincinnati. I think they can beat Arizona. You know, Arizona coming to the East Coast over a trap game. I think those are the 2 games they win. I think they lose to Seattle. They lose to the Browns, both at home. And, yeah, I think the Giants have a tough schedule. I think they're a good football team. Their schedule is so tough. And Daniel Jones and Joe Judge are improving. I don't see how they win 7 games. So take the under 6.5. NFC West, to me, this is an easy one. Over for Seattle at 9. So I think they win at least 10. Atlanta, I think that's a win week 1. Russell Wilson always plays well there. They're going to beat New England and Dallas. They always play well there. Going to Miami, I think they're better than Miami. That's a win. They're better than Minnesota. They always beat Minnesota. That's a win. So they start 5-0. Now, at Arizona, I'll take the L on that. San Francisco at home, I think they win. At Buffalo, I think they lose. So they start off 6-2. She said, okay, they only need to win 4 more games. That's the way. Well, at the Rams, listen, I think they're just better than the Rams. I think they'll win that game. They'll beat Arizona at home. They always beat the Eagles. And then they got the Giants and Jets. Right there, that's 11 wins. Giants and Jets at home, at Philadelphia, Arizona, at the Rams. I think those are all winnable games. Those are at Washington. I think that's a winnable game. Rams at home is a winnable game. And at San Fran, they could lose that one. Most I see this team losing is 3 to 4 games. I think this is an easy schedule, especially the bottom portion, man. With the Eagles are a good football team, but they always beat the Eagles. Giants, Jets, at Washington to me. Those are pretty much 3 or 4 easy wins right there. And again, out of the schedule to me, New England's an easy win. They always beat Minnesota and Dallas. They always beat the Eagles. They always beat the Rams. Like, this is a good schedule for Seattle. Easy over at 9. Lions, real quickly. NFC North, 6.5. I'm taking the under. The only game they're going to win is at home against the Washington football team in Week 10. I think they're the worst team in their division by far. They're going 0-6 in their division. They're not better than anybody in the AFC South. They're losing all 4. They're not better than anybody in the NFC South. They're losing all 4 there. They're going to Washington and Arizona. I think that they split. Listen, this is one of the hardest schedules in the week, as I mentioned. Don't think they're better than the Packers, Vikings, or Bears. Don't think they're better than the Texans, Titans, Colts, or Jags. I think that's a one-game Jacksonville could win. They're 0-4 against the NFC South as well. They got Matthew Stafford. That's about it. I'm sorry, Detroit's a better football team. And finally, Carolina. I'm taking the under with them at 5.5. I only have them winning games at home against Chicago and Detroit. To make a long story short, because we are running out of time. So again, here we go. My NFC predictions: Giants 6.5 under, Seattle 9 over, NFC North Detroit under, and NFC South Carolina under 5.5.